Hello Tubesters, it's Gav and welcome to another one of my videos. I don't ever believe I put numbers on the 29 Roadster build that's been ongoing for probably since the end of last Telford, which was this weekend coming. It's really been a nice build. As I've always said to you, because I've got the head problems, I end up getting, not so much, I don't know, sometimes if things go wrong or I don't feel confident about something, down goes the kit. It's just, you know, I've just got these head problems. So it makes, I enjoy the building, but it can make it problematical to get things completed until I then can get the brain to want to do it again. And as is the case, you know, I saw the Acme videos and I get really enthused because the thing is I really actually enjoy the car modelling. I particularly like all the colours and the shapes and all that. I actually know a bit more about, probably it's mainly American cars that I like through the influence of the American car modelling scene. Is that right? The scene. And I've got into, like, as I say, the hot rods, but also the muscle cars. There's a fair bit that I like now. Not really modern stuff. As I say, I do enjoy NASCAR and I like the next gen cars particularly. But I also like some of the older NASCARs as well. So you know, it fluctuates, but it's I particularly like the rods and like muscle cars and stuff. And I actually watch. I can't believe I even do this now. I watch the historic gasser racing, and I also watch some of the modern drag racing cars as well, you know, top fuelers and stuff, and funny cars. Who'd have thought? Just because I don't do a lot of car modelling doesn't mean it's more for the fact I get bloody scared of doing it. Ridiculous, isn't it? I think it's more a case of I want to build like the likes of old Tom and all the other guys out there, Sean and all that, and when it doesn't happen, and it's not going to happen, because if you're not going to build them, you're not going to get better. You know, I only got my first figures years ago were rubbish, you know, and then they got mediocre, then they got, you know, I'm never going to be a top drawer figure painter, but I'm happy where my figure painting is, you know. Of course I still have the odd cock up where you know, it all goes wrong, but on the whole, whatever scale of figure painting I do, I you know, the busts I could still like to improve on, but again, I do about 1 or 2 a year, so it's hardly you know, going to push itself forward. And it's the same with the car modelling. I've got 1, 2, I've got 3 in the stash. I've got I think it's one that I was originally going to do for old, you know, there's an appreciation bill for old Tom, Mr. Rambler 69. I was going to do the one he originally sent me, which was because he knows I like my pickup trucks, and I was originally going to do that, and because I've got a couple of ideas for that, whether it was for Tom or for another build, I kept putting that one off because I've got a specific idea, so I'm trying not to cough. So for his build, I wasn't sure because it was going to be really involved, and I didn't want to let him down by getting bogged down and like 3 years later finally gets done. I've got another hot rod which I bought from Telford. I bought this one, and I think it was a 32 did I buy from Telford last year. It looks a really nice little hot rod, that one does. I've seen Tom do it and several others, and I do like that one. And that would be the go-to one for Tom because he likes his hot rods, but he does everything, you know. I was revisiting Tom Le Mans, is it G4 GT 40 car? I was watching that video last night. Just I was finishing off sopping a brew, and after fertling around with this 29. So yeah, you know, he does lots of stuff. So I thought hot rod, and I thought, well, you know, probably everybody's going to do a hot rod because, you know, Tom likes them. And I still might do that one. And I've got another hot rod which is like more of a rat rod, but I've got that I would prefer to do for somebody else. As I said, with all the cars, because I have so much support from the American car community and the world car community, but the world, is there anybody else apart from my American marriers that build the cars? But Probably not. I'm trying to think in the UK. No. Europe. No. Japan. Nob does just tanks and stuff. No. Australia. New Zealand. No, not the people I know of anyway. So they tend to be American guys, and I like the American cars. Yeah, the rat rod that I bought last year, I will be doing for somebody else who I know likes rat rods. So that's going to be for somebody else when I get around to doing it. I have got a car, as I said, for old Tom. It is coming. Hopefully, as I say, it was such a good price, and it's an American-made one. We don't think it's coming from the States. It's a bit blurry, and my wife's convinced she's just bought me a cardboard box. She's gonna kill me if that just turns out to be a cardboard box. It was like, ooh. But there's a couple of, I will be looking for 1 in 700 ships at Telford. I very rarely, as I said to you before, because I've got the head problems, I very rarely venture into the dealer areas because it is literally a bun fight, as we say over here, you know. People, boxes flying everywhere, 10 feet deep of people, and my head just can't cope with it. It can cope with going around the model stands, you know, looking at the club's models and stuff, but I find it hard getting involved in the rugby scrum of bodies, you know, hefting through the models. But I know there was a Dutch guy, I think he's Dutch, last year, and he had a lot of the American imports, as I'd call them, and the guy that I bought my hot rods from, obviously he was doing all the American imports as well, a British guy. So I know that if they're going to be there this year, I know a couple of places to go, and I'll just grit my teeth. My wife says, "You're not bringing any more back, are you?" Because I'm literally bringing, we have a thing over here called Help for Heroes. No, Models for Heroes. We have one of them as well, but Models for Heroes. And they give out kits to veterans and you know, like first responders, police, ambulance, fire brigade, all those guys that are that might be suffering not just PTSD and some different traumas, but just might be struggling a bit. And as we all know, modelling can pick you up, and it gives you a focus, and you get in on something. Just like I'm enthusing over these cars, so I've got about 5 1 in 35 scale kits that I'm not going to be building anytime soon, and I just thought, rather than have a giant stash, which my wife, it really, because we haven't got a lot of space, and I know a lot of you guys have wall to wall, well, we can't have it here, and I just thought, you know what, I could be having them kits in my stash for another 5 or 10 years and they're not going to get built, so I prefer them to go to, you know, I'm ex-veteran, I've got head problems, as you know, not through my military service, but a long time before that, but you know, I'm really, my head's broken, and my figure painting and my modelling and involving myself with you guys on here really helps. So, you know, if it can help somebody else, great. So I've got a big, I'm going to take a big bin bag full of about 5 or 6 of the big model kits, and oh, Tom, you in with the hot rod you sent me those little soldiers. If you don't mind, I don't think you will in a minute. They're going for Models for Heroes as well. The little soldiers you sent me. They're still in the boxes, so somebody might have some fun painting them up. So yeah, so I'm going to decrease the stash. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm going off tangent really. I wasn't trying to blow my own trumpet. I'm just trying to say I'm decreasing the stash. I'm still going to have some 1 in 35s, and there will be the odd one built, hopefully in the coming year. You never know with me, it goes all over the shop. But if there's a 1 in 700 ship, I don't need any. I mean, Robert sent me all them ships, and Vinny was kind enough to say he'd like to send me one over, and I did say to him, Vinny, when the USA pulled out of there was some deal that they had, I don't know if all of Europe or if it was just, it's not because we've come out of Europe, but the US Postal Service or something or the government pulled out some postal thing, which is why all our postage between across the sea is just like ridiculous. There's so much I want to send that way, but I just don't, on my resources. I don't have the finances to do it. Anyway, stop the little violin, but I'd like to get. I said to her, well, first of all, a few weeks back, I said, well, I'll keep my eye. You know, there could be one. I'm not really out for any 1-in-700s, but if there's any modern Royal Navy stuff in you know, the piles of boxes that I see, I'll take a look. But in the back of my head, I'd already thought to myself, well, there was a couple of American cars. I've been looking. That's what I said when Tim from Throttle Power does them swap videos and stuff. It's handy for someone like myself because we don't have a lot of that stuff over here. And fair enough, I don't have the brain capacity left to actually remember most of what. 2 days later, I won't remember what was on Tim's video apart from it was a stash haul, whatever. But I do get it does sink in a bit, and I know now what I'm looking for. Like the Ed Roths and stuff that a lot of the lads do, I like them, but I probably wouldn't. And I saw a fair few on the Dutch guys' stand. There was a fair few. If there was something really, and there's never anything dirt cheap. If there was something dirt cheap, I mean, I was watching somebody's video. Was it Model Car Guy? Something, not Sean. Something else. Model Cars. Oh, I can't remember. But he'd been to at me. I don't think I'm subscribed to him actually. And but he was going, oh, I've got $10 for this. $10? You couldn't. I mean, about 35 quid over here. You can, you know, thinking, oh, it's not fair. Yes, I know the guy who hasn't even built one. I can't even claim to have built one this whole year, or since November of last year to November this year. It's still in pieces on my desk here. Yeah, he was showing some of these, and they were like ridiculously low prices, and I was just thinking, huh. Yeah. But like the Ed Roths and all those, I have to keep trying to stop coughing. They're great, and I enjoy watching them built and all that. But I would presume, and I'm only presuming because it's not as if I know, you'd really have to do them as Ed Roth had done them. That makes sense. Colour-wise, I'm talking about more than build-wise. And I don't know if I'd want to. I just like doing my own thing, you know. That's why I like the rods particularly, because I can do whatever colours I want to do, you know. I mean, I know it's your model, you could do whatever you want to do, I understand that, but I suppose if you're doing an Ed Roth or some of the other guys, and I don't know any other names, replicas, you really, it's almost like painting a tank, isn't it? You know, if I was doing a British Challenger tank, it's got to be in certain colours, there's no point in me painting it pink. I know people go, oh, I paint your model, paint. Well, yeah, you can do. You know, fill your boots. I'm not complaining at you. I'm just saying, in British service, that tank wouldn't be pink. You know what? Somebody's going to pull a photograph out now. There'll be some fundraiser or something where one was. Anyway, I digress. So yeah, so I've got a couple of ideas, and I know some of them makes are less. Is it AMT or whatever? I know some of them are a bit more problematical to some of my building skills than others. But you know, I've just got an idea of a couple of things I'd like to get. I'd like to see if I can get myself a decent NASCAR. Because I've been saying I'm going to do Jeff's. I don't even know if it's still going. Jeff, is it still going? It probably is. I don't know. I think I was running for a year maybe, but if not, I'll still say it's for Jeff's NASCAR group build. Oh well. Yeah. So there's that, and I want to look out for a reserve kit that if I do end up with a cardboard box on old Tom's one that's coming, I will get something else as a reserve. That's the plan anyway. I came back with about 80 quid's worth of 80 quid's worth of models last time, and I just thought to myself, how did that happen? I came back with about 20 quid left in my pocket, and I don't have a lot of money, and I more or less save up for a year to go to Telford just to have a bit of spending money, you know. Yeah, I got hijacked by them hot rod lads on that stand. Our mate's over there and he's selling hot rods. Oh, I'm easy influenced. Right, so yeah, I'll be at Telford as I've said, and thanks to the guys that I'm hopefully going to be there. I bet we all miss each other. We do every year. It's ridiculous. How can a load of grown blokes who are all saying they're going to go still miss each other. I have a nasty feeling. I saw people diving into waste bins. I saw people pretending they were security guards. I saw people just turning away and look at the wall when I was walking around. I know who you are. Right, let's go down to the bench. A sparkly orange, well, almost sparkly orange. It's not been polished yet, but I just thought, I was working on it last night, and I thought I'd show you, you know, progress. I do apologise for the guy with his angle grinder somewhere out there. You know, I flicked all these lights on, ready to make the video, and bang goes the angle grinder. Ugh. Right. I wasn't sure about, this is a splash colour, and I should have got it out, and I can't remember it now. Go back on some of the old videos somewhere, you'll find them. I will obviously show the bottle of paint at the end. But I'll tell you what, this is a 2K clear from Zero Paints. I used it because I had it. I've been holding on to it since the Chevy Stepside pickup, and I was a bit scared because I burnt all the plastic, if you remember, with the Zero Paints last time. No, I'm not blaming Zero. I didn't know what I was doing. Not that I really know now, but I thought that's. Actually, I didn't think I had as many bits as I had, but actually, at least one bit there. I've got a tiny little hair there, or it was a hair, but it's left an imprint. So I'm probably going to have to very lightly sand that. But it's a lovely orange. I put this first door card in. As I say, Tom had got me to take this is normally attached to the door card, but so it could all be filled and made to look neat, and that really worked, Tom. Thanks for that. Oh, will you shut up with your angle grinder? I know it's a car video, but you're the wrong scale. This isn't massively pretty. I only know. Can you see? The problem is, you can see that's not massively pretty, my demarcation line there. But for my skill set at the moment, it's probably going to have to do. Now, the only thing that worries me slightly is I've got this bit of a. I had that clamped. Now I'm thinking I've got some 10-minute PVA glue, and I wondered if I could get that down there and put a heavier clamp on. I'm going to be doing the other card in a bit later on, and just see if I could get that to be tighter, because I don't know if that's going to. I think it'll still show up there when with the seats in. So yeah, it's probably a very light sand in places, but I really like that colour. I'd say when I'd first put it down, I wasn't too sure. I've just gone for a full orange. Now I haven't polished any of this. I take it I polish the frame before I start sticking all the pieces on, because otherwise I'm going to start busting pieces off, and I'll have bits of polish getting stuck into crevices, you know, and stuff. So I'll take it, I'll polish that first. We've got our axle and diff. Now this is the AK chrome. I purposely left it slightly light because I thought rather than put panel liner in and stuff, that if I did that it would give it some natural shading. I believe it has, but it probably isn't as it looks more steel than chrome now, so maybe that wasn't such a good idea. Got our exhausts again, nothing's been polished up, so hopefully they'll polish up a bit better than they look at the moment, because they look a bit like just steel rather than like chrome. Again, it's you know, I've never done anything. I've never built a car before, apart from that half attempt on the Chevy Stepside. So, you know, we live and learn. There's some of the ancillaries. I will be trying to put some wires. I'm going to follow what Tom's done on his that he sent me, and do my best. I've got. There's no point in showing you everything. I'm not going to get this. I've got a big block of sponge with all these stuck on, but again, we'll see how they polish up. If they don't polish up brilliantly, they don't. You know, we live and learn. On a first model, I'm never going to be brilliant. Nothing really on there. I'll just show you So I did the same on the fuel tank. Now, as far as I'm aware, you're never going to see this because I was going to put the orange straps on, and if we could have made that boot to open, and my skill set isn't that good, I'd have done all that. I'd have like put an orange, orange straps on and stuff, and whatever feed lines and stuff. But I'll still stick it in. It was just more to see how I was teaching myself. The coil springs I've left as they are. I was going to do orange tops and that, and I thought I'm not going to make my own wires, and make my own springs. Again, I know I'm starting to get into my conversions and scratch building, but on the cars I don't know enough. So I'll just leaving it as it is for the first few cars. And there's me brake drums with the vents in them. I actually like those. I'm not sure if they're dog dishes, moon eyes. What are they? The ones that's with the hubs. The ones that you sent me, Tom, or the car you sent me. They look really nice. Actually, I actually wish I'd have gone along with them on this now, but never mind. Seat, I think, doesn't look too bad. I'd messed up not brilliantly masking, and that's one of the things that stupid. A seat put me off for a year. Well, not a year, but how many months it's been. And I had another go a couple of days ago, and it's not come up too bad. Not brilliant, but I don't think it's that bad. Bulkhead or firewall, I know it's a firewall in the state. I swear we call them bulkheads when I used to work on my Land Rovers. I swear we called them bulkheads, I might be wrong. But firewall done in black. Don't seem to have done a great job up there, do I? Isn't it great until you look through a video lens? That plumbing hasn't gone up all the way up there. Oh, plumbing heck, I've even cleared that as well. Oh, well, we'll see. Dashboard. Obviously hasn't had any stuff put in it yet. That's the other door card. See, the problem is as well, I'm not knowing all the time. Although, I mean, actually the instructions are quite well named. Name everything as well. Which is handy. The grill, completely stuffed up. I tried to put a wash in and stuff, and it's just, as you can see, the fins are all all over the shop. But I'm leaving. As I say, there has to be a cut off. I can do. It's my first attempt, and it's just a case of crack on and let's get it done, and not rush it, but at least complete it. Let's get it done. This I stuck all this together last night. I didn't clear the paint off, and the glue has eaten through it, which is good. Painted the belts on beforehand. Obviously missed bits. Now I didn't realise with this at the back, I'm going to just have to paint that with some acrylic paint, I reckon. And then obviously paint more, and that's acrylic as well, the rubber. I wasn't sure what could. Again, it's yes, I know it's an engine block, and but when you don't put these, it's your first time really putting it together. You don't know what the heck's what can be. Although you're looking at the diagram, you're still not 100% really what's going to be seen and what isn't. So I've got to redo bits like that behind, but that's nothing hard with a paintbrush. It's so ridiculous. I'm quite proud of that little engine. I think the colours work quite well with the orange. I think that's everything. Oh, a few little ancillaries here. So yeah, I've if you remember ages ago when I first bought this, I went out and hunted for some cars. That was a palaver in itself, trying to get some. I couldn't get any. We're just not huge on automotive over here. You'll go to Telford and if the hot rod table's there'll be hot rods. There might be another table of different car genres, and there will be cars on other modelling groups' tables, but it's nothing like an I know it's not supposed to be Acme because that is just cars, but there's not a huge amount to look at and photograph. So there isn't a lot of aftermarket. Now I've got a load of 3D printed stuff I've saved. Beetle was good enough to send me some links, and I found some more myself for nuts and like nut heads and stuff, and I am going to 3D print all that off before Christmas, I promised myself. And I'll send that out to a couple of Maras as well, because it won't be heavy, and maybe they can put it to some use, maybe a couple of printed engines and stuff. But yeah, that's my car so far. So in a bit we'll be sticking that other door card on, and then seeing what parts on the chassis. Although, as I say, I think actually I might have to polish it first. Yeah, polish it then, then start sticking pieces on, I believe, because we've got the floor pan and everything. I have got let's just get the floor pan with its cocktail stick. So obviously I've got my floor pan and everything to go in. Right, there we go. Thank you very much for stopping by and taking a look. Hopefully we're not very far from getting this together. I know it's classic Gav, but we'll have it done before Christmas. It's not bad to say, is it? But no, I'm going to be concentrating on this for a couple of nights, or 3 or 4 nights, getting it as much together as I can, really, because it should just now be the build. It's just sticking everything together. I say my engine is now, I've got to find one of them little battery cradle things that people work off the, because I keep sticking it on a piece of white tack and it just rolls about all over the shop. But yeah, I like that a lot. I said to my wife, she came back from visiting her mother, and I said, look at this, and took a 2-second glance and walked off. Yeah, lovely. But I don't know, I like it. Let's say a bit of touch ups with a rubber black and that, and she'll be nice. Yeah. Shame about that bulkhead or firewall. Let's call it what it is. It's an American car, firewall. I can't believe I've missed that up there. Or is that just where the? Is it just where the clear hasn't gone in? I don't know. Oh well. Right. Sorry, I'm degreasing again, or degreasing, or digressing, something like that. Yeah, so we're well on the way to actually having a car that I could put next to Tom's. I'll try and convince people. We've got to have some work done in the new year on our bathroom, and I'm sure if the workers see Tom's car and mine, it might just be claiming mine. I just knocked it together over a couple of weekends. Then again, was the orange one the first one you started there? Right, I'll let you go. I've rambled. I'll have to stick this up as yet another ramble. I think I had to do the last one on the car because they go on for so long. I went back to check if I put a number next to it so you guys can follow them, and I just put car ramble. So, another one. Right. Thanks all the car builders out there, wherever you are from, because I do dip in and out of different channels. Some I'm subscribed to, some I'm not. I'll be honest with you, again, it's a case when a lot of the times if I don't see people answering the comments, I tend not to subscribe, unless I want to learn something particularly, just because it's not me. I like to interact with people. So guys, thank you very much. You really are an inspiration on this type of stuff, even if you only inspire me to build one a year. But hopefully now, once it's done, I've said to myself, I'll always have a car on the go, just like my ships. It's just depending what I come back with. It'll be interesting. I might come back with nothing from Telford, or I might come back with a couple of kits. I'm just trying not to. She'll kill me if I come back with 3. Not that, she doesn't mind me spending my money. It's just that we just don't have it'll be, but you get rid of all those and now you brought 3 back with you. I'll have to say it's some type of thing that you give help for heroes these and they give you them. I don't think she'll believe it though somehow. Right, look after yourselves, and there'll be obviously a Telford video, of course, coming up between Sunday and Wednesday, I presume. Whatever photo, you'll have to just be aware the lighting is not good at Telford. That's not a swing at the venue or the IPMS. It's just the classic when you've got these big exhibition halls, unless you're going to have the problem is for models, they need lights over the top, don't they, to really see them, or close, to really show off all the details. And you just can't do it at the venues like that. You just can't, you know. If there's no natural like window light coming in, say, you really are stuffed. So any photographs I take on this camera, and it's just a cheap video camera that can do photographs. You'll just have to just put up with whatever I can get to, as in, because sometimes they're really crowded, and obviously the lighting as well. I don't think I'll do any videos unless I don't. It's more just the photographs. I prefer like when old Tom does them, and they're like the slideshows with just a bit of tinkly music on. It's rather than having all the. I know you can turn off the sound, the volume off on them, but it's just, I think that they work. For me, they just work a bit better. So that's probably what you'll get. So speak soon. Also coming up, I've got some 18mm Prussian Napoleonic cavalry finally to show you. The 28mm French Cuirassier heavy cavalry coming on well. The horses are all painted. I'm just got the base caps on the Chevrolet. Yesterday I stuck about half the riders together as well. Right, I'm going because this guy with his whatever he's got doing is really messing me head up. So look after yourselves, and we'll speak soon.